Morning, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with the Soul. As you can say, we're in a winter wonderland. I hope you had a lovely holiday and a lovely Christmas, or whatever it is that you celebrate, or a lovely day yesterday. If nothing else, it tends to be a little bit quieter for a little bit, and that's always good. So this week, we're going to be talking about how to heal anything, how the body heals, how the mind heals. You know, what are the foundational principles of all of this? Good morning, Angela. How nice to see you. So, today we're going to be talking about the very basics, as in how does the body heal at all? So, let me tell you first off, it's a freaking miracle. Good morning, Grady. How nice to see you. Good morning, Kathy. Nice to see you too. So, the fact that the body heals is completely miraculous. You know, if anybody tells you otherwise, if anybody tells you that, they can heal you or they can fix you or anything like that, it's really not them. The body has this cool ability that we don't even know all of the things it's able to do, all the possibilities available to it. Good morning, Barbara. How nice to see you. We don't even know what can be done. And so we have to start out with that premise that whatever happens to the body is a lot of it's out of our hands. There's a lot we can manage, navigate, push, pull, but there's so much going on that it'll take us thousands of years even to discover how all of this works. So, good morning, Lalitha. How nice to see you. So the first thing we need to do is put that aside. Put aside the thought that we can that we can magically heal anything. Things magically heal no matter what we do. You know, it completely surprises everybody when things which aren't supposed to be fixable fix themselves. So we'll start out with that premise that healers do not heal anybody. Doctors, nurses, nobody. They don't heal anybody. The body the body heals itself. And so our job, whether we're people who are just walking around wanting to feel better, or whether we're in a healing profession, or whether we're in a medical profession, is to encourage the body to heal itself. Good morning, Brenda. How nice to see you. Contrary, though, to popular belief, the body-mind doesn't necessarily have this overall perfect vision of ourselves. The body-mind is pretty amazing in that we're very malleable. Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you. Our bodies are super malleable, and so if we tell our bodies through our habits and patterns and thoughts and things like that, if we tell our bodies to go in one direction, that's the direction it's going to go. Good morning, Margie. Nice to see you. That's the direction it's going to go. So, a simple example is if women wear high heels a lot, their body says, oh, clearly you don't need long hamstrings. So we're going to adapt to what you're telling us to do. The body thinks that you know what you're doing and that you're telling it the direction it wants to go. It doesn't have any judgmentalism either way. It doesn't say it's good to have, long hamstrings or it's bad to have long hamstrings. It just says, oh, you told us by wearing high heels a lot that that you don't want longer hamstrings. Okay, cool. And so the body adjusts and adapts to that. It's the same thing with our thoughts and beliefs. You know, every night our brain shrinks by about 40%. We've got these guys who come in, these, little things that come in, and they clean out the neural connections which aren't strong. It doesn't say this is a good neural connection, this is a bad neural connection, this is a belief we want to keep, this is a belief we want to get rid of. It just says, oh, this one's kind of a hangnail, and we're going to clean this up. Clearly this person, this miraculous body, doesn't want it anymore. It's the same thing with bone density and bone strength. When we use our body, when we have compression, when we do exercise, weightlifting sorts of things. Good morning, Doug. Nice to see you. Our body says, oh, clearly you want stronger bones. And then if we don't, our body comes in and it recycles the material to be used someplace else. It says, oh, clearly you don't want it. You don't want stronger bones. You don't want these things. So it's our habits, our ideas, our beliefs, our patterns, which tell our body what to do, including to heal itself. So we've got a lot of influence over how our body heals itself. And it's not just on it's not just on one level. You know, many times we want to come in and say, aha, the answer is vitamin D. Or, aha, the answer is I just need to, exercise more. It's a lot more complex than that. And it's fun because, as I said, we're going to be learning about the body for thousands of years still. So, but what we do know is that things are cumulative. So when you do a number of things that make the body feel good and work the way it's supposed to help it get its needs met, then it shapes itself in that direction. It says you want us to stick around for a while. And when we do a number of things on the opposite side that our body says, doesn't give us the amino acids that we need or the mental health that we need, then our body starts falling apart and it doesn't work that well anymore. So what are the things we can control? And good morning, Danny. Nice to see you. What are the things we can control and what are the things that we have influence over? So I'll tell you a story about how patterns tend to develop with people. When we don't feel good for whatever reason, even if we don't know we don't feel good, even if we aren't consciously aware, and that happens a lot. A lot of times we aren't aware that our body isn't happy with us. But what happens is we start having thoughts and emotions which are unpleasant, which we don't like, which are negative. We're getting angry, we're getting anxious, we're feeling frustrated, we're at the end of our rope. A lot of times those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, they aren't separate. A lot of people think if you just change your thoughts from negative to positive, then you'll be fine. Well, let's turn this on its head a little bit. Let's say that your negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions are being influenced. Good morning, Mary Margaret. How nice to see you. Your thoughts, your negative thoughts and your negative thinking and negative emotions and things you don't like are coming because your body isn't happy with you. And that's how it's communicating with you. It's giving you these negative thoughts. It's giving you these negative ideas, telling you that you don't feel good and you need to make a course correction. So a lot of times when we get frustrated or irritated or aggravated, we tend to think that it's because somebody or something made us that way, when it may be our bodies. Good morning, Michelle. How nice to see you. It may be our bodies telling us that we need to do something a little bit different. Maybe we're dehydrated. Maybe we need to up our fiber. Maybe we had too much salt. Something along those lines. And we need to dig a little bit deeper into the physical side of our mental and emotional health. So what else happens? Well, a lot of times, if we're raised by people who don't feel good, that on some level, then they struggle with their own negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And we learn by watching other people and listening to other people. So when we're kids, we're very malleable. And the first thoughts and beliefs or experiences that we're exposed to, they get past our conscious mind into our subconscious mind and a seed is planted. So if we spent time around people who didn't feel good and they had this negative vibe coming off of them and they had this negative thought, these negative emotions, they will imprint on us. And after enough time, even as we're adults, because we've got these mirror cells in our brain that pick this stuff up, we're imprinted as adults. It's where the quote came from, if you want to learn something, watch a master, because that's literally how it happens. You watch and you're imprinted. So if you're surrounded by a lot of people who don't feel good and they're giving off those waves, that imprints on us. And then those thoughts compound, they depress our immune system, they make us feel heavy, they block circulation, they block things from healing. And so those negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions then become wired into our brain. And that adds to our body not healing itself. So the basics of healing are your body is miraculously healing itself. and you need to figure out the things that you're doing or not doing physically, mentally, or emotionally that are sending you in the direction of healing or sending you away from healing, and how you feel, your thoughts, your illnesses, whether your knees in bad shape, whether your hips giving you a problem, whether you've got a chronic pain, something along those lines. Good morning, John. How nice to see you. So those are cues that you're not going in the right direction. A lot of people think, well, if I just get, this knee fixed, if I just get, this hip replaced, then I'll be okay. But what they find is you get the knee replaced, and then later on you need the other knee replaced. You get one hip replaced, and then later on you start having problems with the other hip. So, this is more of a pattern of how you live your life. And when you change how you live your life, then your body starts to heal itself. When you tell your body, I want, you to be in a healthy place, so you start making decisions which keep it healthy, then it works even harder to keep you there. So there's this downward death spiral. When we don't feel good, then our mind gives us these thoughts and feelings and emotions. Oh, I froze up. So we'll just hang out until I'm unfrozen. Dun dun dun, dooby dooby doo, dooby doo. The Wi-Fi is struggling today. Maybe because of all of the snow. I'm not quite sure why. So I'll do a musical interlude in the meantime. La la la, silver bells. Oh, there we go. We're back online. Okay, great. So what we can control are then the choices that we make, the direction that we go. Because if we consciously tell our mind and body that we want it to be healthy, then it will start getting healthier. If we tell our mind and body that we don't feel good, that things aren't working, that we don't like it, then that sends us into that downward death spiral again. So the foundations of it are you are a miracle, your body is healing itself, and your job is to let your body know by the thoughts you think, by the choices you make, that you want it to be happy and healthy. Because if you decide that you want a happy and healthy body, then it will shape itself in that direction. It's not just a mind game, it's not just an emotion game, it's a physical thing too. So your body will mold itself to what you want. And this works for small things as well. Your body sends blood, lymph, nervous system signals wherever you focus. And if you focus in a positive direction, then it's going to send them there, whether it be your knee, it be your hip, it be your shoulder. I'm helping a lot of women heal their knees right now so that they can avoid surgery because they have meniscus tears and things like that. And I'm helping teach them that their body can heal itself, and this is how you get it to heal itself. And it can be for virtually anything because, as you've seen and you know about, there's healing miracles all over the world. So that's where we start. We start with step one is believing and knowing and trusting. Good morning, Velia. And trusting that your body will and does heal itself. And then the steps after that, which we'll spend the rest of the week on, is how do we tell it that we want it to heal? So thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:15 Central Standard Time. And I hope you have a great week. Bye.